Hundreds upon hundreds of bloodthirsty leftists are losing their jobs after callously celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination.
But if you currently go on social media or anywhere, you will see massive, widespread celebration of the assassination of Charlie Kirk by leftist and Democrat voters. They are gleeful. They are ecstatic. They are saying that he deserved it because he was X, Y, or Z. I don't know. He was a fascist. He was racist. He was transphobic. And all of those things, simply disagreeing with the politics of the left, apparently warrant you to lose your life. And the important distinction I want to make is that this is far from an isolated group of a small number of lunatics online, right? Because if you're logging on right now, wondering why it feels like so many people are saying, and I'm sure a lot of people you know personally are feeling exactly the same way, and you may ask, is this just anecdotal? Is this just confined to maybe I'm surrounded by a certain group of crazy people? The answer is, of course, no. This is indeed a mainstream belief on the modern left and of the voter base of the Democrat Party. It is not at all a small fringe minority to believe that assassination of people you don't like is okay and therefore justified because, after all, disagreeing with the political beliefs of a psychotic leftist apparently warrants that. As a matter of fact, as Charlie Kirk prophetically, in a sense, warned us about months ago, assassination culture was indeed spreading on the left. Apparently 48, and this is a couple months ago, 48% of liberals have said that it would be at least somewhat justified to murder Elon Musk. 55% said the same thing about Donald Trump. And this is important to remember, because you're currently going to see the Democrat Party and mainstream media try to distance themselves from all of it. You're hearing these vague, insincere calls about how political violence needs to stop in America. And of course, I'm sure they're going to react to this wide swath of their own supporters and say, oh, there's just a few crazy people out there. But that's what I want to make clear. No, that is not the case, right? We're not talking about a small band of unemployed losers living in their mom's basement in Portland, Oregon. These people are everywhere. They're widespread across the nation. It is literally half of the liberal Democratic voter base. Okay, so they're going to say, oh, you can't castigate the whole left for this. That's right. We can only castigate half of the entire left. I know that makes it so much better, right? And again, this is so important to keep in mind because I would argue as you go on social media right now and everyone is noticing, right? Conservatives and normal people, frankly, can't help but notice, hey, wait a minute. There is like a lot of celebration and glorification of political violence on the left right now. What is going on?
Democrats and left-wing commentators facing backlash over their comments about Kirk. MSNBC fired analyst Matthew Dowd after he was slammed for saying Kirk brought the violence onto himself. In a statement, MSNBC President Rebecca Cutler wrote, during our breaking news coverage of the shooting of Charlie Kirk, Matthew Dowd made comments that were inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. We apologize for his statements, as has he. There is no place for violence in America, political or otherwise.
Minnesota Star Tribune. Matthew Dowd's firing begins a flood of people facing consequences for their comments on Kirk's death. New York. Matthew Dowd opened a floodgate. The MSNBC political analyst who lost his job shortly after an on-air comments about conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination was the first of many figures to face consequences Thursday for public statements or actions about the shooting. Indeed, raw feelings about the killing have ignited a campaign to shame and more. Several conservative activists sought to identify social media users whose posts about Kirk they viewed as offensive or celebratory. Right-wing influencer Laura Loomer said she would try to ruin the professional aspirations of anyone who celebrated Kirk's death. MSNBC said Dowd no longer works with the network after his comments shortly after the shooting about hateful words leading to hateful actions. Both MSNBC President Rebecca Cutler and Dowd apologized for the remarks, which Cutler called inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. Dowd said he didn't intend for his comments to blame Kirk for the attack. Still, it brought an abrupt interruption to his work as a television commentator, which the former aide to President George W. Bush has done for nearly 2 2 decades. Action spread across the country from Mississippi to Arizona. A Florida reporter was suspended for a question posed to a congressman. A comic book writer lost her job because of social media posts, as did educators in Mississippi and Tennessee. CBS Mornings host Nate Burleson was attacked for a question. An Arizona sports reporter and a Carolina Panthers public relation official both lost jobs. An anonymously registered website pledged to expose Charlie's murderers and asked people to offer tips about people who are supporting political violence online. The site published a running list Thursday of targeted posts, along with the names, locations, and employers of people who posted them. While some posts contained incendiary language, others didn't appear to celebrate the shooting or glorify violence. There were several similar efforts, including one by activist Scott Pressler, who asked his followers about teachers who supposedly celebrated Kirk's assassination and posted findings on X. A staff member at the University of Mississippi was fired after sharing insensitive comments about Kirk's death, according to the school's chancellor, Glenn Boyce. The university did not identify the employee or immediately respond to questions from the Associated Press. The president of Middle Tennessee State University said he'd fired a staffer who offered callous and inappropriate comments on social media about the assassination. President Sidney A. McPheer did not identify the staff member, but said the person worked in a position of trust with our students. It wasn't clear if it was the same person, but an X post by Tennessee GOP Senator Marsha Blackburn identified an assistant dean of students at MTSU who posted online that she had zero sympathy following the shooting. Blackburn said the person should be ashamed and fired. A warning to teachers in Florida. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Education Commissioner, warned the state's teachers that making disgusting statements about Kirk's assassination could draw sanctions, including the suspension or revocation of their teaching licenses. Commissioner Anastasios Kamatas said in a memo to school district superintendents that he's been made aware of despicable comments on social media. I'll be conducting an investigation of every educator who engages in this vile, sanctionable behavior, Kousa said in a memo, which he also posted on X on Thursday. Govern yourselves accordingly. The rush to police commentary appeared to have little precedent in other recent examples of political violence, such as blah, blah, blah. DC Comics announced that it was ditching a new Red Hood series, a Batman spin-off, after one issue had been published and 2 more were in the works. The comics writer Gretchen Fiker Martin had published comments about Kirk's shooting online that DC called offensive. DC Comics canceled Gretchen Faulkner Martin's Red Hood after 1 issue following Charlie Kirk comments. And she said, and I quote, "Thoughts and prayers for you, Nazi bitch." Posts or public comments that can be viewed as promoting hostility or violence are inconsistent with DC standards of conduct, the comics publisher said. Loomer, whose pressure campaigns have resulted in several Trump administration firings, attacked the entertainment website TMZ for what she called a disgusting live stream where employees could be heard laughing and cheering seconds before Kirk's death was announced. TMZ said the noise had nothing to do with the Kirk story. The staff members were crowded around, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right.
5 o'clock Eastern. Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger? We can get Trump cut in a second.
What did Trump say?
Who sent it?
So what did Trump say?
Wausau River District Executive Director let go following social media post about Charlie Kirk's death. The board issued a statement Thursday saying Wolk's post does not reflect the values of the organization or the Wausau community. The Carolina Panthers have fired football communications coordinator Charlie Rock after he made insensitive posts on social media regarding the death of political commentator Charlie Kirk. Rock shared a photo of Kirk on his Instagram story with the caption, "Why are y'all sad? Your man said it was worth it." Charlie Rock. He also posted a screenshot of the song, "Protect Your Neck." The Panthers released a statement. "The views expressed by our employees are their own and do not represent those of the Carolina Panthers. We do not condone violence of any kind. We are taking this matter very seriously and have accordingly addressed it with the individual." School of Art teacher placed on leave for Facebook post about Charlie Kirk's death. The Vassar, Michigan School District sent this home to parents in regards to what a teacher said on social media about Charlie Kirk's death. September 11th, 2025. Good afternoon, Vassar Public School family. I'm reaching out to provide an update regarding a social media post by a Vassar Public Schools teacher related to the death of Mr. Charlie Kirk, which understandably has raised concerns within our community. The teacher's comments do not reflect the sentiments of the school district, leadership, or the Board of Education. This morning, the staff member in question was placed on administrative leave as the district conducts a thorough investigation. We are working with our legal counsel to determine next steps. The death of Mr. Kirk is a tragedy, and the district does not condone violence of any kind. Over the past several months, we have worked tirelessly to build trust with our community. We will continue to strive to communicate openly and provide as much detail as possible when matters arise that have a broad impact on our families. Respectfully, Steve Clark, Superintendent.